Hello everyone. This is an overview of how to create your professional development plan. And the purpose for doing this assignment is so that you can begin envisioning the type of educational environment that you would like to belong to someday. And at this point, it is perfectly okay to have no idea what you want to do, but completing this assignment will definitely help you with that process. And you're going to have about 3 weeks to complete this assignment. Okay? So let's find out what exactly you have to do by scrolling down to instruction. Your professional development plan is broken into 4 parts. And in part 1, you're going to introduce yourself briefly and your plans for completing community college. In part 2, you're going to lay out your plans for becoming a teacher. In part 3, you're going to lay out your plans for how to get hired as a first-year teacher. And in part 4, you're going to lay out your plans of how you're going to develop into an effective teacher and reach tenure. If you're going to do another career, then go ahead and substitute the career name with teacher and go through those 4 parts. Some suggestions for creating the professional development plan is that it should be specific. And what I mean by specific is I'm asking you to choose a specific college or a specific school and grade level in which you'd like to work. The reason I'm asking you to be very specific is because when you go down a pathway and you have to face very specific information, it forces you to choose whether you want to go down that pathway or not. If you find out that you don't want to go to Manoa or to teach at Kapolei Elementary after going through this exercise, then you might have just saved yourself 30 years of heartache and angst. And so that also means that it should be detailed, where you lay out specific GPA and the tests needed and the acceptance date for getting into those colleges or schools. And the reason for that, again, is what if the GPA is too high or too low for you? What if the acceptance date is not within your viable date for you? Then you may have also saved yourself lots of time and money there. The plan doesn't have to be written as long as it's communicated clearly, so you are welcome to use any type of multimedia such as PowerPoint or Prezi, video, flowcharts. There is an example down below which is graphical, and so you can check that out to see if you like that type of communication. And then finally, you should review the resources for each part that only pertains to you so that you can answer the questions. And to get started, you can go ahead and read Chapter 1 in your textbook for a general overview of teaching. So let's check out each part real quick. In Part 1, you're laying out your plans for completing community college, so introduce yourself with that specific information, and lay out your academic goals and your professional goals. Then after you graduate, lay out your plan for becoming a teacher by deciding whether you're going to go a traditional teaching route or an alternative teaching route. But either one, please make sure you include this information because that's that specific detailed stuff that will help you make that decision better. One thing to note is the articulation agreement for Manoa, West Oahu, and Chaminade is located here, and that will help you answer these questions. Once you've become a teacher, you need to get a job. So you'll need to decide, are you going to teach in the public school or the private school? When you do teach in the public school, there are some specific processes that you need to follow for the DOE. And so go ahead and click on this one to find out what those are. And I would recommend starting a job application to find out what exactly is required. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't ask you to complete it. So you can go all the way through without actually submitting the information. If you are teaching for a private school, then you'll need to call that school and find out what they need to get a job there. Then finally, you're going to grow as a professional. So start by just knowing the expectations and the benefits and salary that you'll receive, and then look at professional development and evaluations to get tenured and license renewal. So how will you grow professionally and renew your license? Click here. You can read the highlights from the teacher contract from 2013 and check out how they're going to judge you on effectiveness by clicking here at the Education Evaluation System. Once you've completed all 4 parts, then you're going to submit it to Lalima Assignments. Here's a link to see how to do that if you don't know by now. And the rubric and 2 examples, one written and one graphic, to see what this might look like. But please keep in mind the examples are for guides only, so please do not copy directly from those examples into your paper. That's it. Please let me know if you have any questions or concerns regarding the assignment. Thanks.